Today I'm going to show you how to change this motor mount with this motor mount on this 2015 Ford Escape. There's different ways to know if your motor mount is bad. There's different type of motor mounts. There's fluid fill, gas fill, and also solid rubber motor mounts. In this vehicle you can see it's a fluid fill, and you can see the fluid stain running down the side. You also might notice a knocking sound when you put in gear or you move back and forth. And this vehicle made a rapid knocking sound when it was warming up. Remove the engine coolant tank by unhinging it from here, and the same type of hinge back here. Just gonna grab and lift up. And then just move it out of the way. Set it aside. Now with a floor jack and a flat piece of wood, you're gonna use to lift the engine up from underneath. The wood you're gonna use it to protect the oil pan. Just set it on the vehicle. Now when you lift, just want to lift, put a little pressure for now. Now to remove the motor mount from the vehicle, you have two 50mm bolts and three 80mm nuts. The bolt aside. The other bolt aside. Now that you remove the two 50mm bolts, raise the jack just enough to separate it from the frame. Once you see it move a little, then remove this 80mm nuts. Then you just grab the whole assembly and lift it out of the vehicle. Now this motor mounts might look different to you. The reason it looks kind of different than this one and this one is because we purchased the motor mount cartridge without the base. We opted to reuse the base. The way the motor mount sits in the base is folded in each side. You gotta unbend it on both sides and then pull it out. And then when you install a new one, just follow the same orientation as the other one. You gotta slide it in, and then you bend it here and on this side. But it might be easier for you to purchase the whole motor mount assembly with it installed already. If you have a long pry bar screwdriver, just hold it. and then use a vice grips or something like a vice grip to help you bend it over more. Just want to get it just straight enough so you can slide it out. And then you slide it out. Now remember the orientation. It's going to be the front of the two bolts, and it slides in this way. Now slide it in. Just make sure it's flat on this side, sitting on the base, and then bend it down. Now just make sure where the motor mount bolts to the frame is clean. Make sure there's no dirt in there. Now take the new motor mount assembly and reinstall it. Now since the motor mount is new, it sits a little higher, so just raise the engine up. Till it bottoms out here. Now when it touches, now install the 3 nuts. Then torque into the factory torque specification. Now install the two 50mm bolts. You want to make sure the bolt sits in and start it by hand. Do not put it in and drive it in. Since it's being forced sideways, you're going to strip the thread. Now before you tie it down all the way, just bring the motor down till it touches, and then tie down. And then torque them down to the factory torque specification. Now reinstall the engine coolant tank. And remove the jack from under the wheel. And that's how you change the right front motor mount on this Ford Escape.